Okay, then we will start our lecture today with Jay. Nikhil, can you keep time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jay, be little loud. Pace should be normal and be confident. Okay.
Okay, sir. Now you start. Okay. Good evening to one and all. Today's my lecture topic is multi-specialist hospitals. What is the multi-specialist hospitals? A multi-specialist hospital is one that has facilities for all diseases with an expert team of doctors and a specialist nurses and other things. The patients are immensely taken to core with the years and conditions rooms and the canteens inside the personalized care. And the amendments could include this, but not limited to this. It has full of the carefully hospitals and the big responsibilities have them for their patients and the doctors and nurses taken can that patients. Very in India, there is a very good hospitals in India. Such hospitals afterward advanced to be and known as the multi-specialist hospitals that gave the importance to the disease and the ailments. There are various hospitals and healthcare centers are all around us. And with the increasing cases and various elements, we get an amendments under the same roof in the easy to get the treatments in hospitals. For it is to save lots of the times and the money with a lot of the other efforts and the resources and the latest technology and present in the multi-specialty hospitals and the latest technology are available for human beings and the processes and the treatments managed by the best doctors and surgeons, physicians, and the doctors. There is the fully equipment diagnostic centers, and OPD and IPD centers, ambulance facilities, critical care, and ICU, and other rooms, etc. It has the 24 into 7 emergency services. And the lastly, I conclude that as the humans, we all wish to live and healthy. This is free life, but this is not practically always. Thank you.
Last 30 seconds.
Okay, Jay. Uh, Simple topic. This appeared in SSB lecturate series. It is a current thing if we witnessed how this topic to be covered. Jay, first comments on your practice. Uh, Confidence is coming up, but long way to go. Develop that inner confidence that you can handle the topic. Secondly, content organizing. Have your own system of analyzing how to go about it. Introduction, main part of your lecturate, and then conclusion. These three are broad, but within the main body, in the central portion, you can have systematic subsections of that topic. Okay, in this we will discuss.
Okay,
Second
sir.
is second is the delivery pattern. You must feel a rhythm is setting. You must feel that you are engaging audience, and how it will come with your own energy, your own confidence level. If you feel that you are going well, that means audience are also enjoying. This is just simple logic I am telling. It will come with practice. For that, you need to do a lot of conversation with your friends. Speak in front of your friends or get engaged into more talking in English, and then automatically it will get reflected in your lecturate and in group discussion and in interview when you answer lengthy interview questions. This will help. Okay, Jay.
Okay, sir. I will
Now,
try it.
yes, now there is an improvement, there is no doubt. Now, coming to your topic, multi speciality hospital or multi specialist hospital. You took it as multi specialist hospital. Why this? phenomena has emerged of late. Maybe just last 10-15 years, it is on rise. A commercial model, multi-specialty hospital. From the hospital side, it is a commercial model. Secondly, the administration part becomes more easy. Couple of doctors they will visit and they are free. They can focus on their medicine part, study part, or knowledge part rather than getting engaged into the administrative affairs of hospitals. From the patient point of view, there are so many pluses, benefits. A patient once gets admitted at one place, there may be more than one illness, diseases, problems, and you get all kinds of services at one place. This is the biggest advantage compared to the traditional way of hospital facility. Multi speciality means almost everything under one umbrella, one roof. This is the biggest benefit for patient. It becomes more easy. Right from all tests are there, labs are there, X-ray, scanning, whatever latest equipments are there. Administration is purely professional. The room services are good. The hygiene standards are good. Canteen facilities are good. So patient, if comfortable money-wise, prefer to go for such hospitals. But from the doctor side, why these things are preferred now? Because after a lot of studies, lengthy study, MBBS and then MS or MD, after such a lengthy study, if today you want to enter into the practice part, it is not easy to have a hospital on your own unless you have your parents already owning the hospital and you just join them as one of the specialists. And this is also a scenario where there is already a family owned hospital, there the next generation comes and join. But those who are first generation doctors, for them, this is a viable model. Less responsibility because nowadays it is challenge handling so much of rush. Lot of compliances parts are there. Running a hospital or any industry for that matter or any commercial outlet is not easy because of so many strict compliances. Administration has become a real challenge. You need security, you need housekeeping, you need accounting, you need tying up with different facilities and service sectors. You need to tie up with medicine people, medical people, testing people, another specialist. So all this coordination can be done by non-doctors professional. And multi-speciality hospitals can be raised by anybody who has got money. And these doctors can be the just specialist visiting there and having their own fees or whatever model. So this is how this concept has become more hit. Another very, very important point to note is nowadays people have become violent. So earlier, one single doctor, if he had own hospital, and if something goes wrong, suppose gynec is there, and if by mistake, or it may happen, after all, when there is a delivery of a baby, it is birth of two individuals. One, the baby is getting birth, but the mother who is delivering the baby is also getting a rebirth. So there is every chance of getting complications. And by unfortunate way, if something was wrong, the relatives may attack the hospital staff. So all these incidents have created some kind of caution in the minds of doctors. They don't want to take these risks. So that is how this specialist model is coming, where it is totally commercial outlet. The fees part has gone up because it is now something like an industry. So I just explained this entire thing, how it is going. Okay, good. Who is ready now? Nikhil?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jay, keep time. Next can be Shashank. You will be giving lecture it?
Sir, this time I am not prepared.
Okay.
I joined because I thought I would be
Uh, okay.
noting down the lecture topics and the delivery of the people. So I am not prepared this time. Next time I would be giving lecture.
Okay. You just next will be Sanjivani. You just recall your SSB experience and you can express in 5 minutes any tips you feel are important to crack. For the information of
Uh,
Nikhil, Sanjeevani, and Jay, Shashank has
yes, sir.
already
Yes.
cleared SSB. He's waiting for his merit list, and by that time, he is again appearing for his next attempt before the result comes. So we are hoping, wishing him all the best, all the good luck that he will get through this time and reaches the Air Force Academy. Okay, the
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
yes. So you can have
All
just
the very best,
yes.
Shashank.
Okay, so now we will go to where is Nikhil? Okay, network issue. Shashank, you can just recollect your experience and give. Sanjeevani, you are ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. So Jack, keep time. Nikhil once rejoins, we will have him thereafter.
You can start now.
Okay. Good evening to all. Today my lecture topic is corruption. India has the highest rate of and use of personal links to assess public service such as healthcare and education. In Asia, according to the survey released by a global civil society transparency and international. A bribe involves a payment mode to any official for the exchange. Hello, sir. I'm audible.
You had, I think, some network issue. Now you are audible. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Um, a bribe involve a payment mode to any official for the exchange of use of the official power. It is involved for two parties. First, the one who pay for any favor, and the one who accept the payment for the official power. Favoring relating and the favoring friends of an official for private gains are form of corruption, and these many incomplete peoples are leader in the system over the able ones. Illegal interference with the election process is elected fraud the insurance people funds for personal benefit is for the personal benefit. The political effect corruption become a major roadback for the rules of law and democracy. The political system lose the legitimacy when power is used for the private advantage. Then economical effect if it depend national wealth is the betterment of the communities and society are compromised for the benefits for the profit of same official, therefore leads to the misuse of national
Last
resources.
30 seconds.
Social effect the community or society give up trust in the system. This makes it even more challengeable to remove corruption for this system. Then the environmental effect corruption results is the degradation and exploitation previous natural resources. This results is tribulous in the ecological system. So lastly, I want to conclude that corruption is the
Time
biggest
up.
evil of any society. All necessary steps must be taken to eliminate this evil. Not only the one with power, but at the time, even the weaker section of the society tend to become a corrupted in this. Every individual will strictly Sir, can I talk 10 seconds?
Yes, yes. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Every individual will strictly oppose the prevent corruption. corruption activity for the anywhere around us. This will ensure the complete economic and political development for our society and our country. Thank you.
Okay, this is a very sensitive topic, close to everyone's heart. Whoever feels patriotic, whoever feels that our society should improve, our nation should prosper, and everyone, including the corrupt ones, probably think theoretically. But when it comes to practice, it is very disheartening to see how corruption has become a way of life. Majority of us are not even feeling it is a corruption. Unfortunately, in a developing nation, this is prevalent everywhere. We are also young nation, just 75 years old. This is Amrut Mahotsav year. But given the past and heritage and the culture and freedom related emotions, we are not able to justify that with what mindset our corruption is still continuing. Ours is a country where Ramayana is a epic thing and worshipped. Our idols are so great. The stories are told right from our childhood, and it speaks. You take it any religion for that matter in India. Right from childhood, our parents, our school, everywhere, what is taught? Sacrifice, selflessness, and still, by the time people reach into job, get into some positions, this corruption is one thing unfortunately sets in everybody's life. There are very few non-corrupt officials. Some sectors are labeled as most corrupt, especially public dealing government services, where you have no choice but to get the work done. Who will stop it? I think everybody has to come in and pitch for it. It is a collective effort which will be required. Politicians, they are responsible, but citizens are also responsible. Because if you see how politicians can stop, unless and until the vote power people exercise. Because there are some politicians who claim that even if we want to give tickets to clean politicians, there is less chance of that clean politician winning the election. In our society, politicians who have got a lot of murder cases and corruption cases, such politicians are winning. How do we justify them? Vote power is with public, and if public is not selecting the right candidate, right message will not go. We need to see, we need to claim that we are for clean people, and then only the politicians who ultimately control the things will get the message that corruption will harm them. People are not blind. So, how to stop that? I think democracy's biggest asset and the weapon is vote power. We need to be more sensible. We need to utilize modern communication techniques. Today, in general, we are promoting cleanliness in all sorts. We are hating the corruption. But when it comes down the election time, most of us who are educated speak more on this are not exercising the voting right. Of course, recent couple of elections now voting turnout is changing, but everyone should vote. Those who understand who is what and corruption issue in real sense, their voting turnout is very important. They need to go and vote. Unfortunately, that day, most of the learned citizens go on picnic, celebrate the holiday. This small factor will matter. If people decide that no matter, we will go for a clean politician, whether he has come to our door or not, but we know this person is clean, let's get him on board. That day will be the real turning around. One movie was there, Gabbar is back. In that, there was a subtle message where it was communicated. Akshay Kumar's movie. Uh, Corruption will stop by family members when they ask a person. Suppose in my family, person X is bringing black money or illegal money. And if being a family member, if I am suppose son or daughter or husband or wife of that person, and if I question, is it a clean money? Is it a legal money? Okay, Nikhil, you have network issue. If the near and dear one family member questions the legitimacy, the legality part, the ethical part, and requests the person who brought it, don't do it, we don't want it, we are happy with whatever we have. I think that is ideal way because rarest of the rare families will do this, but probably this is also a possibility when everyone thinks कि ठीक है ना, हमें नहीं चाहिए लाख रुपए, हम हजार में चला लेंगे, लेकिन हम इज्जत की जिंदगी जिएंगे. I think this message from that movie at family front, when Akshay Kumar tells कि okay, now my job is over, now a family member is realizing and questioning. In that movie, there is one gang member of that group who literally goes against the father, and there this Akshay Kumar's dialogues are there as a movie. I'm saying so that message is also I think workable. But my message to students is in your life you will be in a position, try to be clean, try to be honest, and that is the real service to our motherland. Being clean, being honest. We need not be Bhagat Singh today. We need not be Mahatma Gandhi. We need not be Subhash Chandra Bose. We need not to sacrifice much. We just need to follow a clean path. Okay, good. So, who is there? Nikhil, I think you have got a network issue.
Sir,
Yes, Sanjeevani?
at the time, I was try to my own thoughts in conclusion.
Yes, yes, I noted it.
Yes, sir.
I saw it. Only thing, Sanjeevani, just be deliberate about your delivery part because things are improving, but the consistency it is not coming. I think last to last lecturate was of a good standard. Last lecturate was low. Today it is better than last one's, but still there is lot of scope of improvement given the fact that you have already reached a level up, but you have to sustain there. So that is not happening. Catch that rhythm, catch that confidence, get into that level where you must feel comfortable. Yes, I have reached to a level. Now I should go further ahead rather than coming down. Okay,
Yes,
feel
sir.
from within. You just introspect. Consistency has to be there. Okay, Sanjeevani, a lot of improvement
Yes,
is
sir.
there. There is no doubt. You are coming up, but be consistent in performance. Okay, okay. Nikhil, try and speak. Just let me see your network. I think he has got a network issue. Shashank, we can have you after. Is it Mukesh Saab, serving person? I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think he's also not able to hear. So, Shashank, I will request you go ahead with your tips, your own experience, so that others get benefited to succeed in SSB. As a student, probably your tips will be helpful for others. Okay. Uh,
Uh,
5 minutes.
am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you're audible. Just go naturally, whatever way you want to put across. I think 5 minutes is okay. You want to speak more?
Sir, I will try to conclude in 5 minutes.
Okay, okay. You can take more also. Today, less students are there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. My name is Shashank God, and let me tell about some background about me. So, I am a graduate in Electronics and Telecommunication from Government College of Engineering, Aurangabad. Right now, I am in Pune with my brother because I was also doing job in Ashok Leyland. So, now I would start about my SSB journey. So, it was my fifth attempt and second written attempt. So it was my fifth attempt for screening process. Actually, it was my sixth attempt actually because one time I was document out in CDS. So starting with my journey, so let me tell you, I was never able to clear NDA. Though since my childhood, my dream was to become a defense officer, but unfortunately, or you can say at that time, uh, uh, due to my mistakes only, I was not able to clear NDA. I gave one TES entry because I got only 83.5% in my 12th class, due to which also sometimes I was not shortlisted in TES entries also. So I was able to give only one TES attempt. Thereafter, I got chances, but I since I got admission into a good college, so I started focusing upon my graduation. Thereafter, with uh, with talking to my seniors, watching videos on YouTube, and coming to know that every exam requires a different strategy, different preparation, I understood that what is required to crack CDS, and thereafter, in fourth year, means in my seventh semester only, I was able to clear it. But due to the course commencement was in January, so I was document out. So it was my mistake only. Thereafter, in my second attempt, I was not able to clear FCAT and CDS both because I was doing internship in the company, and most of the time I was busy doing company work. So thereafter, uh, I understand at that time also I was means trying my level best to get a chance at least to go for SSB, and I started focusing more on written attempts, so that because in any of the technical SSBs I was not getting screened in. The main reason for which I was not getting screened is my communication skills. Uh, I remember all my attempts in which I was not able to get screened in, and it was due to my communication skills because I was um, in a performance pressure. I used to speak um, very fast, hastily, and due to anxiety, even when I was speaking loud, it sometimes seems to be very loud, or you can say I was trying to move so fast that nobody could understand anything. So these are the mistakes that I noted myself when I used to record myself. Thereafter, I consciously tried to slow down my pace so that everybody who is listening to me can understand it. So foremost thing that I recommend everybody is to improve and work upon your communication skills, and that is the best platform you are getting. And being a recommended candidate, I also feel that still my communication skills are not up to that level. That's why I would be improving it by joining the sessions of the sir, which have helped me a lot earlier also, because I have attended 3 to 4 month 3 months regularly these kind of sessions, and I have noted down all the um, lectures which I have given in the series, or you can say these Google Meets. Now coming up to my SSB, so my reporting was on 20 June 2022. It was my fifth attempt of screening, and at that time also I was having butterflies in my stomach because subconsciously when you are 4 times screen out, uh, a kind of fear is there. But this time I was more prepared in terms of knowledge. more prepared in terms of confidence, and more prepared is in terms of, as you can say, backup, because I was in a company, so I was having a backup career option. Second thing that I would suggest everybody, it is good to have a career option, because um, because ultimately if you are too much stubborn, or one thing that I have learned, that army or defense forces don't require desperate people, they require intellectual people. So if you are desperate, you are stubborn, so it is not good, they don't consider it to be very good. That's why I was having a career option. So before, my SSB was in Mysuru, 2 AFSB Mysuru, and before the day of screening, I went to Mysuru Palace. I visited Hanuman Mandir there, and subconsciously, subconsciously, I was preparing myself for the next day. So it was the screening day. I prepared well for OIR. Let me tell you, everyone, please prepare well for OIR, because if you are having good OIR, the chances of you to get screened in are high, because OIR carries 25% marks, means 25% for OIR, 25% for your story, 25% for your narration, and 25% for your discussion. So eventually, prepare well for your OIR. So I prepared well, and I think that I have scored one, because I was very fast. I did each and every question before time and completed both the OIRs in time. Thereafter, the picture was shown, and I still remember the picture. Uh, so I will not describe the picture, but it was a clear picture. It was clear, very clear picture instead, not a hazy one. And I wrote down a story. Now, after writing the story, I completed it also, because I practiced a lot about PPDT this time. And one thing that I would suggest everybody, whether they are writing CAT or PPDT, that please avoid unnecessary problems and negativity. If something negative is shown, then accept it, because negativity is a part of life. If it is shown, then you have to start negatively and end or give up a positive conclusion, because what will happen if you will try to demonstrate that it is a act or some drama is going on, so it will uh, definitely show that you are having a problem of running away from the situation. So if negativity is shown, start with negativity, giving it a positive conclusion, because negativity is a part of life. But in my case, the picture was a positive one. I wrote a positive story, day to day like story. And as the time was up, I penned down. I was preparing well, narrating the story to myself continuously till we were taken to the room in which 3 SSS were sitting. I was the fourth from the, means I was chest number 79, and my group was starting from 74. So actually I was fifth. So as they started narrating the story, so I understand, when you are, means still your chance is coming, you're obviously, means not listening everybody too much, you are focusing on your story. That is, means I say, is okay, because subconsciously you are in a anxiety pressure or performance pressure, you are not able to concentrate on others narration. But as I was lucky enough, because the group was of 15 and 10 people were after me, so I was recalling my story. As my turn came, I gave a narration confidently, and this time I consciously spoke a little bit slowly and confidently, so that everybody can understand. Because earlier I, means I recalled everything that happened to me in my last four attempts, and I found that what was the problem in my narration. So therefore, I narrated it well. And since our group was of screen out, so maximum people narrated very well. But after my turn, I listened everybody's story, the 10 who were sitting next to me. Thereafter, the discussion started, and one thing that I have learned so far in the whole process of SSB, that many people, or you can say whether my friends or everybody asks there is a, you can say, a myth or doubt in people's mind that how many times we should speak in a group discussion. Should we start early or should we wait for chance? I would say don't wait for chance. If everybody has started speaking, you you can start. But if you find that everybody is speaking and there is a chaos there, please get a little bit silent, or you can say mute. Because what I have learned so far, that a group discussion is a group activity, and in a group activity, participation is important. But participation, everybody, if everybody is trying to participate at the same time, so nobody can you can take the group in a forward direction. So you, so most important thing in a group activity is contribution. And if everybody is speaking, you are contributing by remaining quiet. So contribute in a group. Never think of participating, always think of contribution. How can I contribute, how can I give, or I how can I add value in this discussion? So this is the thing. Second thing is that there is a doubt in everybody's mind, the initiative. So I have learned something about initiative that I want to share with everyone, and to whom I meet or talk. That initiative doesn't mean that you are starting first. Initiating is initiative is always in three phases: starting first, or you can say first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Means starting earlier in a right direction, because right direction is always important. You have started talking, but you yourself don't know what I am speaking, so it is of no use, as I said. So starting in a right direction and with sustainability. With sustainability means people think, अरे मैंने पहली बार बोल दिया, so my turn is over, तो अभी मैं चुप रहूंगा पूरा discussion. No, sustainability is important. You can speak until you are contributing. Don't repeat your points, because assessors and people have already listened your point. So don't repeat. Always try to contribute. And if you feel that whatever I was having and I have contributed, so appreciate. If you think that somebody has spoken well or a good point, appreciate, because appreciation is a contribution, right? And when you appreciate others, uh, kind of human tendency or psychology is that person will feel that this person is giving importance to my words, so he will listen to you. So that's what happened in my case. Since I listened to all the people next to me, I was able to give or point out their good points, and I means I gave, like I said, test number 81 has spoken a point about this, and it was very good. So eventually, what happened that they felt that they also started giving importance to my story, and I was the one who was nominated for a group story. And when I was nominated, so at that point of time, I left my means not left my story, but basically uh, because there were few things that I convinced others. So I narrated a group story, including the points of everybody that I heard in discussion. And this time, fortunately, I and two other peoples of my group got screened in. So after getting screened in, my chest number was 10. I was chest number 10, and the groups were divided in total 64 got screened in. So the one thing is good about AFSBs is that large number of people get screened in, because they are having large capacity hostels as well as assessors there. So I was chest number 10. Groups were divided in 9 9. So I was the first member of my group, chest number 10, and my group was chest number 10 to 18. So this was not the end of the first day, because in AFSPs, the psychological tests are conducted on the very first day itself, and our psychological tests were initiated at 6:30 p.m. So we got screened in at 2 by 2, and one thing that AFSPs do is, like, after you get screened in, you are weight there only, means in your PIQ, before filling your PIQ, you are weight. Then they check, after checking your weight, you don't write weight there, they write your weight. So I was 85 then, so I would be telling that why I got overweight. So I was 85, Thereafter, we were asked to fill PIQ, and then we were shifted to the hostels, or you can say the rooms. And my room was MI17B5. If somebody knows, it is a room in 2FSB Mysore. So at 6:30, we were fall in and taken to the hall, assessment hall, and we were given a very good, or you can say very good briefing about the psychological tests which were going to be conducted there. And our DSO was very good, very polite. She was, I remember her name, Wing Commander uh, Sangeeta Rajgopal was her name. So she was basically psychologist there also. So she gave a very good briefing about everything. And then our psychological test started. So for psychology, I would tell, like when you are writing stories, your full focus should be on writing and perceiving the picture, because perception is more important. Second is, don't run away from the situation. If negativity is shown, take or start with the negative and end in a positive mood. Positive. Now, for that, there means there are certain rules, not rules. You can say certain things they that you will, if you will hear the briefing, they also say that don't give advices, facts, figures. Means they want to check your psychology, not your knowledge at the time of psychological tests. So in that, I would suggest everyone to write observational sentences. Like one example I would like to quote, that is honest. Suppose a word honest came in that. So honesty is the best policy. Is you can say universal truth or fact. But what will be a observational sentence? So like honest people lives a respectful life. So this is also means fact, but this is now turned into an observational sentence or kind of observation, right? So I hope everybody understood what I want to say. Like observational sentences, because when you write observational sentences, what happens? It shows that what kind of your psychology have. And third, in SRT, I would say no answer or no answer is right or wrong. It is all about how you perceived and how what are the situations you have seen previously or phase in life. So write the way it comes to you. Be very natural, and you will automatically write good when you have practiced, or you can say you I would say for psychology practice a lot, huh? Because eventually if you are not having good handwriting, it I understand that handwriting don't gives any extra marks, but if assessor is able to read you properly, so it gives you edge that he or she will read your dossier fully. You can understand, because if somebody will give me a dossier of means many pages, and handwriting is too bad, so automatically they are also humans, they sometimes feel irritated. So that's why having good handwriting is will be beneficial for you. That's what I would say. And ST is means SD is for your trainability marks. Basically ST, a psychologist is confirming whatever you have written is right or not, or how much trainable you are. So that is what about psychology. Next, from next day our GTO started. So one more tip that I suggest everybody after getting recommended is, please understand one thing, that confidence is a byproduct of knowledge you have. Earlier I also used to think that in SSB it is a personality test, you don't require very much knowledge. I say it is right, but when you have knowledge about geopolitics, about yourself, about your country, the dimension in which you think will increase. And when you have a broader dimension, broader thought, broader perspective, you would be able to analyze well. And what will happen? It will give you an extra edge in group discussions and GP. One more thing that I want to add before, when I was preparing for my psychological test, I started writing the professions, knowledge about professions. Like if I ask somebody, कि हमको पता है what a teacher do, teacher teaches, but एक teacher बनते कैसे हैं, what are the exams required, means you know, I started gaining knowledge about different professions, what they do. अगर पुलिस वाले मीन्स कार्रवाई आगे बढ़ाते तो how do they proceed? The proceeding कैसे होती है? So what it happened, what it helped me in writing the actions. When I am writing the actions of different professions while writing text, it helped me a lot. That's why I am asking everybody to do it. So next day, the group discussion started, and our group discussion first topic was very easy. That it was online education is becoming popular day by day. The three leads were given that fear, the content. You can first lead was content, second was affordability, and third was reach. So I chose the content, and I was giving my point and my never ever means see these are not thumb rules, these are my learnings. So I am sharing with it, sharing it with you. So what what I feel is never ever disagree with chess number so and so, because when people say that I disagree with chess number so and so, it shows you are disagreeing with a person to whom you met just 2 days before or you 1 day prior. How if you are disagreeing with a person to whom you met just 1 day prior, it shows that you are having a problem in social adaptability, cooperation. Never ever do this. If you want to, edit some point, or if you want to give or cut some point, because so you can say I disagree with the point with chess number, because both these things are different. But when you say so, subconsciously forget what I am saying, and you just keep on saying. Means we generally keep on saying this, that I disagree with Chesnam. So I feel not to say this. Rather, I was doing what I used to do. So अगर मुझे किसी का point अच्छा नहीं लगा, so I used to give a better example for my lead. So what it eventually, because you are not having time there, because 5 seconds you are gone when you are saying that I disagree with chess number this and so, right? And you hardly get 10-20 seconds to put up your point. So it's always better to put your point and give a solid point. And how the solid point or a good point will come? When you have knowledge. So that's why I've been saying that knowledge is very important. So before going to SSP, always focus on the knowledge part, because when you have knowledge, you are having a better perspective, better understanding, and you would be able to speak well. Third thing, second topic was also easy. The GTO gave us. It was about the foreign policy of India. Sorry, I have forgotten the leads, but I chose a strategy, means a strategical lead. I'm not able to recall it right now. In GPE, like it is group planning exercise. I always said in group exercises or group GTO things, always feed it subconsciously that you are there to contribute. Participation is okay, but you are always there to contribute. So prioritize the problems. So for that you need practice, right? And when you have knowledge, you would be able to give a good, like one thing that I like I have learned in the one session of sir only, that when they say that telephonic lines are dead, telephones नहीं है वहाँ पे. So one thing is they also give is कि वहाँ पे railway फाटक है, means फाटक, and one person needs to understand that railways have the best communication in the country, because it is the lifeline of India, right? So you can always communicate to stations, or you can say something to railway fataks, right? So that is one thing that I have learned here, which I applied there. So because the problem was having this situation also, telephonic lines are shut down. After that, we were taken to PGT ground. The GTO, actually, saw the name of GTO on his file. He was being Commander R.N. Deshmukh. And thereafter, he briefed us really well. He was a very polite assessor. He briefed us well, told us each and every rule twice so that we don't forget. And thereafter, he went and sit a little far from us, and we started the PGT. Again, I was in a mood of contribution, so I was listening. One thing in group activity that I would suggest everybody, आपको लग रहा है if group is not moving right direction or in the direction in which the GTO is telling you, or you are means he is expecting you to do. Be assertive in PGT in ground task. If you feel okay, somebody is not applying the, be assertive. You can always ask to exchange the position, or you can always ask, okay, just number this, please give me, or I want to add this point, because being assertive is good for you as well as for group. And if you, and if you're not getting ideas, let me tell you, in second task I was not getting ideas, and I was the first one, means to be there. One person told me idea, I asked him to come there, and he applied it. So appreciate, because as I told you, when you appreciate somebody, they feel that you are giving them importance, they will also give you importance. So I am having a habit of appreciating, that I developed before going to SSB. Earlier, I was not having it. So I appreciated. As soon as the third task came, so I applied idea, and thereafter I got, my confidence got boosted up. So fortunately, I was the one who took the group and crossed the fourth obstacle also. Thereafter, as I told, I was not very much, I was speaking only when there is need, and I was speaking sense. So GTO means we were not knowing. After getting back to the room, we came to know that GTO ने ऐसे किया. Actually, GTO divided our group in 4 and 5, because it was a group of 9, and he kept me in a group where the people were, you can say, less speaking. कम बोलने वाले लोग थे उस group में. At that time, we didn't notice, uh, because we were, more focused to the task which he was giving us. And fortunately, we were able to clear that half this group task in a very short span of time. And unluckily, the other 5 people who were given the same task completed in approximately 10 minutes, though they also completed it. So at that time we didn't, and next the lecture it. So I would say, as I told earlier, improve knowledge and communication, because still today I feel there is a lot of improvement I need in my communication skills. And that's why I have means I am preparing more and more to improve my communication, so that I can, whatever I'm speaking is understandable. So I my topic was, uh, my my topic was paramilitary forces. Means there were 4 topics. I chose paramilitary forces because I prepared well for it. So I spoke on it confidently. So one thing I would suggest you, even if you are not getting anything, please stand there or try to speak for 3 minutes. Because if you come before 3 minutes or 3.5 minutes, the time given by the assessor, you are showing that you are having a habit of giving up. And defense forces don't require people who give up easily. So please try to be there at least for 3.5 minutes. And first day of GTO was ended, and next day my interview was scheduled at 2:30 p.m. So what was happened, like chess number 7, 8, 9, 10, we 4 people were assigned to a deputy president. I after my SSP, after even conference, after getting recommended, I came to know that he was deputy president of the board. So my as my interview was scheduled at 2:30 p.m. But to be sure, you can say something, means uh, the tester was busy in some other thing. So मेरे से तो 9 का इंटरव्यू आफ्टर लंच लिया उसने. फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू आफ्टर लंच was scheduled mine, but due to some unforeseen reasons, I have to wait for 2.5 hours, because my interview was at around 5. So when I was called in, the first before I was called in, my file went into the room of assessor. He um, I believe that he had seen everything, because he was, whatever he was asking were questions like he have read my file. So after when he called me, he asked me, Shashank, when was your interview scheduled? I said, sir, at 2:30 p.m. So he told me that right now it is 5. And tell me, what were you doing in the waiting hall? So now the story is like, I was having butterflies in my stomach, and I was like eagerly waiting for my turn to come so that I can went inside so there were newspapers as well as magazines, but I didn't read them because the reason was what happens with me, like whenever I am in anxiety or performance pressure, I don't retain things very in mind. Like I was feeling कि मैं भूल जाऊंगा. So I read one two. I tried to read one newspaper first page, but I was not able. So what was for me one thing works is कि मैं हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ने लगता हूँ. Like it works for me to uh, keep me calm. Like for some people it is all is well. So it is Hanuman Chalisa for me. So I um, told him sub means very like sir, I was for some time I was waiting. I tried to read newspaper, but I was not able to focus on it. So I was continuously chanting Hanuman Chalisa. He said, "Why?" Then I told him, "Sir, I told him the reason that this is my first interview. I was a little bit anxious." Then when he felt that when he heard that word anxious, then he built a very good repo. He asked me to sit comfortably. He asked me, means he started doing a repo building. He made me comfortable there. So I thank the assessor. I don't remember his name because I was never able to know what was his name. But he did a very good, means very politely. He did a repo building, and then I was calm. And then he started the interview in a very simple manner, right from the starting of PIQ, from where I was coming from where I have completed education, all and all. But the more focus was why. In every question, he was in every CIQ, he was asking me why. Like he asked me that why you have taken only PCM after class 10th, why you have chosen BTech only. In BTech also, why you have chosen that college only? Why you have chosen? So I was well prepared for it because, as I told you before going to SSB, the one tip for interview I will give you: write your PIQ, and after it, start the question why. Like why are you doing? Means knowing about yourself is much more important than knowing other things. Knowing your family, your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, and yourself is more important than knowing other things. You should know that if somebody's father is in army defense forces, because one question also he asked me was like, my father retired after 29 years of service in Ordnance Corps of Indian Army. So he asked that your father died in 2022 20. So tell me when he got enter or when he entered India. So I was prepared for this question because I also had this kind of question from one of my friends. So I was prepared and I told him confidently. And one thing for interview that I want to share with everyone, that in an interview you get marks for what you know. Interview you get marks for what you know. What you don't know, you are not being penalized because some चीजें नहीं पता हो सकती हैं. But you are penalized you don't answer what when you don't answer the things which are expected from you. Like I am an electronics and telecommunication engineer. He asked me questions related to telecommunication, mobile telephony, anti-jamming, and the radar systems used in Indian Air Force and defenses. I answered them well, but if I wouldn't be able to answer them well, then it was a case of penalizing me because अगर आप उस चीज का जवाब नहीं दे पा रहे हो जो चीज आपसे expected है, then you will be penalized. Somebody is saying कि भाई I am preparing for SSC, I am preparing for ND, I am preparing for UPSC civil services examination, then current affairs and knowledge about the geopolitics is must for him or her. So that one thing that I have learned, that you are penalized for the things that are when you are not giving the answers with what is expected from you. So I was not able to give answers some few things related to Indian Air Force and some current affairs, which means I told him कि सर मेरे को ऊपर से knowledge है, but I am not having the knowledge about that. I bluntly told him, and he was very okay with it. So I remember one incident. I read about Indian Air Force. Read about aircraft, rank structures, everything. But due to, as I told, it was my first interview. I was a little bit anxious and pressure performing there. So I forgot few things. So he asked me, Shashank, give me, sorry, tell me the non-officer ranks of Indian Air Force. So I was knowing the ranks from corporal to warrant officer, but I was not remembering the aircraftsman and leading aircraftsman rank. So I told him, sir, I don't know. Then he laughed and said, "Yeah, you are coming for Indian Air Force and you not uh, not prepared." I told him, "Sir, I was prepared, but I forgot." So, okay, then he asked me officer ranks, in which I also did one mistake, but I rectified it thereafter. Then he asked me everything about father's unit, where everything related to ordinance, and I answered it well. And I feel that that had shown that, okay, yes, he knows something about defense forces. So he asked very depth question related to RF to me, because then he gave me one option. Then he said, "Okay, I feel that you are more inclined to army," which he found right actually. So then he gave me three options. Like, Shashank, you are three options. Like, you are being recommended for Air Force, Army, as well as you are working in corporate. So prioritize three. So I prioritize Army, Air Force, and corporate. Then he asked me, why you choose Indian Army, being rejected four times, being because the last four times I was screened out in Army books only from all the families. Why you choose Army first? And to be very honest, I gave him an answer which I felt. Even today, I still feel it. So some people find it a little bit humorous, and some people find it a little bit, very blunt. कि यार तूने ऐसा बोल दिया था. One thing that I'm sharing here is, I said stars on shoulder look much beautiful than the stripes. That is what I. And he was very shocked. He was seeing in my eyes constantly for 2 seconds, and then he, "Do you feel so?" And I said yes. And he laughed and said, "I also feel so." This was the one thing that I have heard from a, you can say, a group captain rank officer of Indian Air Force. Thereafter, he asked you questions related to depth, geopolitical and international relations, which I was not knowing at that time. Thereafter, I studied, and I told it कि sir नहीं पता है मुझे, I don't know. And he was very okay with it. So that's how my interview went, and I felt, because the interviewer grilled me so much, I felt my interview went well, because he grilled me so much about why, means the things I did in life, because I have also dropped 1 year after my 12th. So he was more focused on that. He was, so one thing that I felt is that justification of your answer is more important than being right or wrong. Because right or wrong, people are. I will suggest everybody, don't find right answers, accurate answers, or perfect answers. There's no such thing in the interview like that, because वो आपको कहीं ना कहीं पकड़ लेंगे. And you, if you are able to justify, so be full, and be, means always find a justification. And that when you say the right thing ना, so जब आप सच बोल देते हो क्रॉस क्वेश्चन का ज्यादा रह नहीं जाता कुछ. So this is a very strong belief I have after getting recommended. Thereafter, the second of means on this day also our GTO ended up. One thing that I remember, GTO asked me, "Yes, you are a sports secretary of college, you are found well in all sports, you are very overweight, don't you feel?" So I told him the truth that before going to SB 2 months prior, so I got by a scooty near Waits Hotel. So that's why I was on bed rest for 2 months, and due to which I gained weight. So right now also I'm fit. I'm 75 right now. So what happened? Uh, at time of, so we were having 1 day free. The chess number 1 to 35 were having 1 day free. The fourth day and fifth day, it was a conference day. Everybody was having, our chess numbers were taken. We were taken to the hall, initial hall, where we were, screening test was conducted. We were waiting. The DSO came, and she was very, very, feeling good, because she said your group was very good. The whole batch was very good, and I would be announcing the results. And as I said, one thing that worked very well for me was visualization. I was constantly visualizing my name and everything that I was recommended because I was feeling confident. And I was chest number 10. My chest number was called, and I was like humbled. Kind of mixed feeling came up. I was, my sore was thought not sore. I was not like it automatically becomes. And thereafter, I and eight other means I and seven others. So I would like to tell you that in this FCAT 2000, FCAT 1 2022, my batch is the only batch with highest number of recommendations. That is eight recommendations from out of 64. We were eight recommended from our batch, and I was one of them. And after getting recommended, the process took place of filling forms and all. Thereafter, I came to know that the interviewer who took my interview was the deputy president of the board, and this is this was my whole SSB experience. And after getting recommended, when medical was carried out, I was declared unfit for means temporarily and because I was overweight, as I told, and currently I'm 22. So the recommended weight at 177 centimeters maximum 68 kg because minimum weight was 62 and 10 plus minus 10% it becomes 68.2. So I was having 40 days, which I requested the president of the board to please if he can extend, and they so polite, so good that they extended it to 52 days. My reporting again was on 5th September, and let me tell you, okay, in generally in AFSB boards, you are not, medicals don't take place just after SSB. It takes a little bit, means 10, 15 days का time होता है आपके पास बीच में. So that's why I'm telling that 52 days time. So my report was on 5th of September 2022, and in 52 days I lost 19 kgs. I got fit at 66 kgs in this hospital daily. So this was my whole SSB experience. Thank you. I think I have taken more time than 5 minutes. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay, Shashank. Only worry was little bit voice was breaking. Some words were missing, but we could understand your emotions. Entire SSB procedure, I can feel once you get recommended what feelings runs through your nerves, and it is always fresh, and you generally get lost while narrating such things. Takeaways for others is the biggest takeaway is he missed four times right at the first day screening and one attempt of getting screened in and he made it a grand success. So that is how we need to understand that your day will come. A lot of learning happens when you fail. So maybe four screening out is not a failure. It is a step inching towards success. So this exactly we don't understand. So failure is unless and until you don't learn from it or you don't utilize those platforms, it is a complete failure. Otherwise, it is a partial success. And this has been proven by Shashank. Few tips he has given very well, knowledge related. Knowledge, yes, you are aiming for a class 1 officer. Justification, one line he is saying, which is correct, that you may be right or wrong, that is not a criteria. Your justifications are more important because your justification may suit your answer. Someone else's answer may not fit in that justification. This is how this SSB goes. More about confidence, assertiveness, then the preparation has to be systematic. So all those tips, definitely this record will help others, those who are not listening now but may listen later on. So good, Shashank, you gave detailed account of your SSB, and definitely you deserved it. And let's hope you get your call. And reducing the weight, tremendous achievement you have done in that regard also, but maintain throughout life physical fitness, that is very important. because whether we do which kind of service is secondary, our health is permanent. So that is also one big thing we all must learn. Anything anybody wants to ask? Sanjeevani, Jay, Nikhil. Okay.
Um, so,
Yes, Sanjeevani.
Now I don't know how to manage my time. Actually, I'm in internship, so my whole day spent in office. Then I come to hostel, and I was very tired and I'm directly sleep. So I don't know how to manage and how to
Okay,
inspire me.
understood. uh, what is your take and feeling? कितने घंटे चाहिए पढ़ने के लिए? एसएसबी प्रिपरेशन के लिए कितने घंटे चाहिए डेली?
So at least 2 hours at least.
नॉट नेसेसरी, पर्सन टू पर्सन। इवन वीकली 2 घंटे पढ़ के भी कुछ लोग एसएसबी के प्रिपरेशन कर सकते हैं। बिकॉज सी, current affairs, yes, it is your own way. While traveling also you can listen news or uh, recover these things. So करंट अफेयर्स एसएसबी का एक अहम भाग है, बिकॉज इंटरव्यू और जीडी और लेक्चरेट इन जनरल नॉलेज विल सप्लीमेंट योर कॉन्फिडेंस, व्हाट शशांक वाज ट्राइंग टू हाईलाइट. सो दिस शुड बी एडजस्टेड इन योर रूटीन. अब आती है बाकी चीजें, प्रैक्टिस. इट इज मोर ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग. वंस यू अंडरस्टूड, मे बी 2-3 सेट आपने डब्ल्यू की किए, उसके बाद 2-3 सेट एसआरटी के किए, वो जरूरी नहीं है डेली करना है. वो आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग डीपर होनी चाहिए. एंड यू, वेर एवर यू आर, you can recollect in your mind. This rehearsal can go on. Like he was telling about PPDT, he was very, very systematic, concentrated on narration. Moment he finished with writing, he was totally lost into narration phase without wasting any energy. This is how you can inculcate in your routine some of the study patterns. Like I told you, I used to do this chit system. हमारे टाइम पे तो इंटरनेट था नहीं. सो आई यूज टू कैरी चिट्स इन माई पॉकेट. जहाँ जहाँ ये टाइम वेस्टिंग होने वाला है, हल्का फुल्का ट्रैवलिंग है या ऐसे ही बैठे हो, वहाँ वो हल्का सा नोट निकाल के पढ़ता था, या पेपर कटिंग या कुछ भी. तो दिस इज हाउ यू एक्चुअली कंसोलिडेट योर नॉलेज. यू कैन हैव योर ओन ट्रिक्स. तो अलग से 2 घंटे डेली करने की जरूरत मुझे नहीं लगती है संजीवनी. इवन हाफ एन आवर इज इनफ. यू चूज योर पैटर्न कि मुझे कौन सी चीज कब पढ़नी है. हफ्ते में एक दिन you do suppose psychological related things 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 days you do GTO related thing. इंटरव्यू डेली तो करना नहीं है. तो there is hardly anything which really requires so many hours. So it can be in pieces, but you are moving confidently towards your journey. It is person to person. That's what I am saying. कुछ लोग 15 दिन का कैप्सूल करते हैं और हो जाता है. पर्सनैलिटी इज ऑल अबाउट कॉन्फिडेंस, हैविंग योर ओन बिलीफ. सो डोंट जज बाय कितने घंटे पढ़ रहे हो, डजेंट मैटर. ओके संजीवनी, व्हेन यू आर इन जॉब, अपनी पर्सनैलिटी का कॉन्फिडेंस वहां इंटरेक्शन करके भी बढ़ा रहे हो, इजंट इट? Okay. I think we can end here. Sashank, good. Once again, heartiest congratulations and all the best. We wish you good luck. And you, even that thing apart, you are still going for next attempt, and that is the correct strategy. Optimistic and positive attitude is this. कि वो चलता रहेगा, दूसरा अटेम्प्ट है वो भी दे देते हैं, एंजॉय द जर्नी. दिस इज हाउ इवन आई हैड डन दैट थिंग. सीडीएस का फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट हो गया था. बाय द टाइम एसएसबी का फाइनल हो गया था और जॉइनिंग नहीं आया था, उसके पहले दूसरा सीडीएस भी हो गया. तो दिस इज हाउ दिस साइकिल गोज ऑन. ओके. शशांक, जय, निखिल, संजीवनी, वी विल एंड हियर. गुड दैट शशांक हैज शेयर्ड हिज entire experience, which will definitely help those who are really heading seriously towards SSB's preparation. Good. Okay. Thank you. Good night. Bye. Jai Hind.